It's a good question as far as whether you can make too much to file bankruptcy. The answer really depends on, the short answer is no. You can't make too much money to file bankruptcy, but bankruptcy is sort of an all-encompassing thing. It's just anything that's filed in the bankruptcy, under the bankruptcy code is a bankruptcy. But the key thing to understand is there are several kinds of bankruptcies, and for most people and corporations, there are three kinds. And you can make too much money to qualify for certain types of bankruptcies. So I guess the point is there's always a bankruptcy for you. The question is whether it's the one you want to do and whether you can afford it, whether you want to do it, whether it meets your needs. And just generally, Chapter 7 bankruptcy is probably what most people think of when they think of bankruptcy. It's where the goal is to discharge or get rid of your debts. Some you have to keep paying, like cars, houses, people who have liens, taxes, things like that. But the goal is to get rid of debt. And you can't get rid of your debt in a Chapter 7 if you make enough money to repay it. So some of the documents, if you go to my website, look under the forms section, there's a dummy petition under there. You can see the questions I actually ask you, and you can see the form budget that we use. And if that budget shows that you have extra money after paying your living expenses, because the budget does not have a payment for your debts other than your house and your car. So if all you had to do was pay your house, your car payment, and your living expenses, and you had money left, the court's not going to let you do Chapter 7. So, yes, you can make too much money to qualify for Chapter 7. We can do that analysis for you. You can come in and talk to me for 30 minutes. I can tell you whether you qualify for Chapter 7 unless you're in a gray area, and then we do more of a detailed analysis, look at your pay stubs for the last 6 months and your budget, and we can tell you with pretty much certainty whether you could do a Chapter 7. Chapter 13 is a repayment plan for individuals. That's where you restructure your debts, you pay back mortgage payments, spread back car payments, all that kind of stuff through a payment plan where you pay the court every month and for 5 years, 3 to 5 years, and you pay your mortgage payment directly. And you can't make too much money to do a Chapter 13. But if your unsecured debt is more than $366,000, or your secured debt, the people who have liens, mortgages, and stuff like that, is more than $1.1 million, you are not eligible to file Chapter 13. So you can't really make too much money to do a Chapter 13, but you may be ineligible because your debts are so high. So then there's Chapter 11, which is a restructuring of your debts through more of a self-directed bankruptcy where you and I have to do more work to do the paperwork. It's a lot more money. Most people charge $10,000 to $50,000 and up. I mean, that's what U.S. Air would do. But I file a lot of 11s for like people who have to restructure huge tax debts or they're behind on a $3 million house, things like that. But basically, the short answer is no, you can't make too much to file bankruptcy. But the real answer is it depends.